Setting up to be one of the great finishes in college football history, no matter how this ends. First and goal from the 2. Watson rolls to the right. Watson throws for a touchdown! In the right flat, Hunter Renfrow scores with 1 second to go for the Clemson Tigers.
And there it is! Clemson paints the college football world orange. They grasp the golden scepter, and Clemson is declared kings of college football.
It just doesn't even seem real to me.
Not only do Clemson fans travel, so do our First Take fans. Oh, we got a little gator chop there going on. Welcome back to First Take live from Tampa. Just a short drive from a game for the ages. Bama Clemson 2, where the Tigers even the series. And speaking of Take 2, we got them all. Tim, you got them all fired up. They're all fired up.
Thank you.
We appreciate you guys. We got awesome fans here, right? They're all fired up. They know it's Tebow time. Speaking of Take 2, we get you 2 days in a row. Who's better than us?
Absolutely. It's
And
great.
another-
Thanks for having me.
Yes, thank you for being here.
It's always good to see my friend.
My friend.
Just want to say that.
I mean, I'd rather see him at quarterback for an NFL team. Am I right?
Now you're going to get them all fired up. But Tim, speaking of quarterbacking, Deshaun Watson, another heroic performance on a national stage. It was just incredible. He's declared for the draft. How pro-ready is he, in your opinion?
I think he's pro-ready. I mean, some people might disagree with me, but I think he's pro-ready. Why? Because he's a winner. He plays his best in the clutch, and he makes the people around him better because of the type of person, the type of leader he is, and how much he cares. That's why I think he's pro-ready.
Knowing college football the way you do, knowing what's required of NFL quarterbacks the way that you do, talk to me about what you think he's going to bring to the table on the next level. Based on what we're seeing, do you think he can duplicate that on a pro level?
Well, I think it's going to be a lot harder, but I think what we were watching last night was we were watching something that was pretty close to a pro defense in Alabama. You're going to have 4 of those guys probably be first-round draft picks, and that is a big-time scheme he's going up against in Nick Saban's defense. When he gets to the NFL, will there be adjustments? Absolutely. But I think he has everything, including the intangibles, to be a big-time NFL quarterback. He's accurate. He's athletic. And most of all, and I know some people just shrug this off, he is best when it matters. He is best in the fourth quarter. He is best when his team is down, and he makes the people around them better.
Tim, but let's take you for example, right? I didn't think you were going to be a good pro quarterback, but when you did what you did, I had to acknowledge the results, right? However you were doing it, you were inspiring your teammates, running the ball, making a throw, whatever. But the way the NFL works is if the evaluators feel that your mechanics are such that you can't repeat it, they put so much focus on technique, because 9 out of 10 times that's what determines it, that sometimes they think that's the point, the technique, not the results. Does Deshaun Watson have the kind of stuff that way that evaluators are going to continue to give him chances on the next level?
I think absolutely. I think he has a very repeatable motion. I think he's an accurate quarterback. I think there are other quarterbacks in the draft with stronger arms than him, but I would take Deshaun Watson. I would take Deshaun Watson because of what I mentioned, because his ability to make everybody better, because he is a great person. I mean, everybody talks about what he does with this team and as a leader, but this kid is amazing off the field. He's going to make your franchise look better because of the type of person that he is. And then also, guys, he's a stud athlete. Yeah. I mean, he's 6'3", he's 220. He put on 10 pounds of muscle this offseason, and he's going to make an impact for an NFL team.
Here's my problem.
Yeah.
I heard those words about somebody else before, and his name was E.J. Manuel out of Florida State. Now, they were saying this about him, and then he got picked up by Buffalo in the first round, and that hasn't panned out. Why should this be any different?
Well, no offense to E.J. Manuel. I like E.J. E.J.'s a friend. I think he did a lot of good things at Florida State. E.J. Manuel never let a come-from-behind drive in the most pressure-packed situation in college football to win his team a national championship. He didn't bring his team to 2 national championships back-to-back. He didn't dominate college football and probably should have won the Heisman. So there's no comparison between E.J. Manuel and Deshaun Watson.
Tim, let me ask.
I agree. I'm just telling you what I was hearing.
What is it? Because I took Clemson to win precisely because of the things you're identifying in Deshaun Watson. I think there is such a thing, especially in a full contact sport, as a guy, especially in a leadership position at quarterback, who can make the people around him better when it matters most, who can inspire confidence in his receivers when it matters most, and all that stuff. What is it to you? Can you articulate that quality, how you can identify that quality in certain guys?
Some sort of edge, some sort of swag, some sort of it factor. It's hard to pinpoint in each person. But when you look at Deshaun Watson, when Jalen Hurts ran that touchdown in, he didn't flinch. He didn't go like this. He didn't point at his defense. He walked over. He told his team, hey, let's go win this thing. Let's go win this thing. And when they're able to see this unrelenting belief, this desire, this edge in you, that you never flinch, especially when it's the hardest moment that they have ever seen you go through, that's when they say, hey, there's something different about this dude. He's got an edge. He's a little bit crazy, and that's what you want them to think.
Need to be a little crazy.
You have just enough belief to do something that most people think are impossible. And other people see that and they say, dang, I want to be part of this. I want to be part of something special. If you believe that much, I'm on your team. Let's go win this thing.
Then why are they talking about this? All right, stop it. Okay?
They're inspired. Don't you have a heart?
I do have a heart, okay? But listen, I'm hearing about this kid out of North Carolina. Now he's projected to go ahead of Deshaun Watson potentially. Why is that?
I think Mitch Trubisky is a very good quarterback. He has an absolute cannon for an arm. He's extremely accurate. He can move. He's a big kid. He's bigger than Deshaun Watson. And he had a good college career. But for some reason, he was never able to win the quarterback position until this year. And he did a good job. But see, I'm different than a lot of people. What I look for in someone is a winner, someone that makes other people better. And in those moments, they win championships. Because I think the ultimate job of playing quarterback or playing football is to win. Not to look good, not to look the part, not to, please the eye of everybody, but to win. We play the game to win, Herm Edwards, and that is the goal. That's something Deshaun Watson is pretty freaking good at.
Let me ask you this. Every year it seems like, well, there's no difference maker quarterback in this draft. And then by the time we get around to the draft, teams have convinced themselves who really need a quarterback that they found the guy and they'll draft them number 1 overall or 2 overall, way up there. You're the Cleveland Browns. Are you talking yourself into Deshaun Watson, or you need a franchise quarterback? Is that the number 1 pick in the draft?
Well, first of all, it's such an inexact science. But I think the thing that people they don't always do is when you get someone, he has strengths and he has weaknesses. Play to his strengths and his weaknesses. Don't try to fit him. Don't try to take him and mold him into your system. I think people do that all the time and they make a big mistake. If you get a Deshaun Watson, mold your organization to him. Make it something where he can use his athleticism. He is great on the run. He is an accurate quarterback, but don't make him go under center for 50 plays a game and try to mold him into Tom Brady.
If you're the Browns, do you draft Deshaun Watson number 1 overall?
Oh, I have to take a look at everything going out. But right now, from what I know in college football, Deshaun Watson would be my first quarterback off the board.
And the Browns need a quarterback, Tim, that sounds like a yes.
But there's so many things that the Browns could do. They could trade back in the draft, and they could get 3 or 4 defensive guys. There's so many things they could do. So it's hard to say just for the Browns. But if I'm looking at the quarterbacks out there, who would I take number 1? No offense to the rest of the guys, but I would take Deshaun Watson.
Well, see, the thing about it is you got to remember Jared Goff was drafted number 1 out of Cal. There ain't no national championship on that resume. Carson Wentz was at North Dakota State. I understand they won there, but at the same time, it's not Alabama or Florida or something like that. With that being said, here's what I'm a slightly bit disturbed to Mr. Tim Tebow about what you're saying. You sit up there and you talk about, listen, you got this guy, you adjust to the player. But the NFL has shown that when you do that, that does not necessarily work.
I don't know about that.
What you don't know about what?
I think the NFL is completely evolving into the NFL is growing more and more into a spread offense where quarterbacks are in the shotgun. It is not as much of a drop back pro style system as it was 10 years ago, let alone 20 years ago. The game has completely changed. You know, you look at Tom Brady, Cam Newton, all these guys, they're in the shotgun for the most part of the game. It's spread formations. We might not want to call it that because the spread might be offensive to people, but that's most of the formations you'll see in the NFL. Let's watch the playoff games this next weekend. It is not that many teams going under center I formation and going 36 power. It just isn't happening. A lot of teams are in the spread. You look at what Tom Brady's doing. Everyone wants to say he's a drop back quarterback. He's the best quarterback in history, and he's in the shotgun 4 or 5 wide, spreading it out every single play. The spread is taking over football.
But he's flinging the football. You still got to be able to stand in that pocket and fling that football.
How did he do that yesterday? That's how he won the game yesterday, flinging that football and running when he needed to.
There's no question that you have to be able to throw the football to win in the NFL. I'm just saying that it's not necessarily a pro-style system anymore. It's in the spread, and guys have the ability to use their athleticism to help take over a game. That's what Cam Newton did all last year.
So is that your way of saying that, you know, they're adapting in a certain way that we might see somebody else, you know, trying to get back up in there?
Yeah,
Because, I mean, is that what you're saying? I mean, that's how it sounds. I'm just wondering.
Hey, Stephen A., I'm just trying to work on trying to hit home runs right now. All right?
Hold on, wait a minute. While we're on the topic.
I got you.
For you in terms of baseball.
Getting ready for spring ball.
All right, wait. I'm going to talk you out of this right now. I'm not trying to talk you out of your dreams. You're inspirational and all that, and go for it, and it's your life. Tim, while we got you here, I know you want to be quarterback, and I think you should be, by the way, because you got the results. I don't care about what they say about technique. That's a means to an end. That's all that is. You get the end results. That's what I care about. But if they're not going to give you the job, but you can have a job on a roster playing football, sometimes in a Wildcat, whatever it is, would you cut it out already and just go play in the NFL?
I thought about it for a while, and I had a lot of different options to play for different teams and for different players. And there's a couple of ones that I thought about to play with some really good quarterbacks and be an H-back, running back, whatever. But I think for me, more importantly than accepting a job offer or doing something that I could do, I wanted to do something that I wanted to do. I wanted to pursue something that, regardless of what people were going to say, it would be fun for me, it would be a challenge for me, and it would be a dream for me. And that was something that's why I chose to pick up the baseball bat.
But at a certain point, I understand all that, but at a certain point, do you ever think, like, the clock is ticking and eventually I won't be able to make this choice? The world will make the choice for me, and right now I still have that option?
Well, at a certain point, it's not about what other people want you to do. It's what you want to do. It's your dreams. It's your life, not everybody else's life. And I get it that you could go play football at another position, but why would I settle? Life isn't about settling. Life is about striving. Life is about trying to thrive.
Which is why I didn't say anything, because my friend told me this weeks ago when he was on First Take to pursue your dreams, and that's what it's all about. Do what you want to do.
What would wind up happening, Tim?
Followed your lead.
You would do that. It would feel a little bit like selling out to you and all that stuff. But in the end, there would be a moment in the playoffs where they'd run a Wildcat. The ball would be in your hands. And, of course, the way it would work is you would make the throw that wins the game. That's what would wind up happening.
Tim, one thing
And do you ever think about that? Of course you do.
Yeah.
Would that be fun? Heck yeah.
One thing's for sure, you know we'll be following everything very closely on First Take.
I still haven't forgiven you against my Pittsburgh Steelers. I still haven't forgiven that.
Oh, you mean you're my friend?
You mean when he threw the winning touchdown pass in a playoff game against the Pittsburgh Steelers?
I shouldn't say him. I haven't forgiven Ike Taylor for that one.
All right. Well, I
haven't. I just haven't.
Your Steelers got a shot this year.
He's a good guy. He's a damn good football player when he was playing. He's on the NFL Network now. But it really ticked me off that he gave up that touchdown.
Gotta let go of these grudges.
I'm trying to look, man. It's hard, man.
It's been like 5 years, man.
It hurt.
Let it go.
hurt bad.
It's time to move on. It's time for us to move on to Tim. So good to see you. Appreciate you. Come back, join us soon.